Thank you very much for the invitation. I'm very honored to be with you, and I hope that all can hear me. Okay, so I'll try to keep the time, and I will start with the reaction. And because I was asked by the organizer to give an reflection on the topic of secularization in Romania and to choose some, let's say, keynote processes that reflect somehow the understanding of secularization in Romania, I choose two, and I'm trying to explain them in the frame of two conceptions on secularization. So, secularization is a complex process in Romanian context, but an element that often appears in the official discourse of church representatives, in sermons, and in scientific communications. According to the leaders of the Orthodox Church, living in a secularized world is characteristic of a society that has a specific mentality and lifestyle with virtually no reference to transcendence. So this seems to be the perception of the church leaders regarding the current situation in Romania. But when we read news titles such as Romania, the country with 50 times more churches than hospitals and 3 times more than schools, or the presence of religious education in the public schools, as well the presence of priests in the hospitals, makes the supporters of secularism claim that we are witnessing a process of de-secularization that was mentioned before the professor, that needs to stop, according to their perception. In this situation, a series of questions naturally arise. Is Romania a secularized country? If so, what is the image of secularization in Romania? Charles Taylor defines secularity as a condition of belief today. Secularity in this sense is a matter of the whole context of understanding in which our religious as well as non-religious life takes place. I will offer 2 examples which challenge the churches from Romania to offer an answer to the secularistic NGOs and to the demands of civil Christian society. The first one is about teaching religion in the public schools. And I will apply for this one the Max Weber classical image of the breaking or opening of the monastery's walls as a general reorientation of religion to the world, seen as a process of secularization. Religious callings, in this case religious education, are redirected to the secular, to the world. So this is a positive aspect of secularization in a way. In 2015, all the churches in Romania were challenged by the Constitutional Court of Romania as a response to a request initiated by several secularist NGOs to change the way religion is taught in the public schools. Initially, religion was a regular school subject, along with all the other, but after this event, the parents or legal tutors of the students were asked to fill in an application form if they wanted their children to study religion in the public schools. Some sociological investigations done previously by the Institute of Science and Education had indicated that more than 85% of the parents, students, and teachers thought religion should be studied in public schools. After the parents and the legal tutors of the children fill in the applications, the number was confirmed. So religious education is not longer to be offered only in the church, but in the midst of a secular activity such as public education. Let's say we can call it also a process of de-secularization according to the secularist NGOs. The second one is the referendum for family from 2018. A colleague of mine, Sorin Gog, from the Faculty of Sociology from our university in Cluj, argues that despite of the dissolution of the communist regime and its secular policy of implementing an atheistic conception of world and life, the post-socialist period in Romania did not lead to a religious revival, but to a new logic of secularization. This logic of secularization manifests itself especially among the younger generations and takes the form of 3 distinct processes. The de-Christianization of conception about world and life, the institutionalization of religious experience, and chiefly the demoralization or the ethicization of the practical sphere of life. An event that confirms Gog's thesis is the referendum for family, as I said, from 2018. The referendum followed the citizens' initiative launched by the Coalition for Family in late 2015, which gathered over 3 million signatures, substantially more than 500,000 required to initiate the process of constitutional amendment referendum. In this sense, in the sense of replacing the definition of marriage as the union between two spouses with a new definition, the union between a man and a woman. With all the support expressed by most religious organizations from Romania, the referendum did not pass due to the lack of quorum. The failure has various explanations. Regardless of the reasons invoked to explain the fact that it did not pass, we can say that all three characteristics of the secularization process in Romania could be observed during the referendum. The de-Christianization of conception about world and life, because most Romanians did not want a definition of the family in the traditional Christian sense. So the first characteristic of Gog. The deinstitutionalization of the religious experience, since even practicing Christians did not respond to the urges of religious institution authorities to take part in the referendum, although there were a national mobilization of the Christian communities, and the demoralization of the practical sphere of life was also visible, as most believers no longer pointed their ethical or moral compass towards traditional Christian morality. So it was my response. I think I fulfill it in time. Thank you.